Hello, this is Metis and Ukraine, Odesa. Our second briefing is focused on the responsibilities of the services for child protection. And Svitlana Kryvoshscapova will speak about that, and she's the head of Children's Social and Legal Protection at Odesa Oblast State Administration. We all know that the issue of domestic violence has always been pressing, and it's still significant during the wartime. The Service for Child's Protection, which deals with the domestic violence against the children, deals with the development of measures to protect the children who survive domestic violence and those the children perpetrators. They get the reports, the information, and they worked through them together with other structures that according to the coordination of such services and bodies. Of course, these services also inform the survivor and the child perpetrator about their rights and services they can use. If during the processes every report jointly with the national police, social area, education, healthcare, during the assessment of security level, and this assessment shows that the child requires immediate direction to the healthcare facilities, then the children are referred there to get necessary medical treatment or medical assessment, their forensic expertise, if there is a pressing need for that. We carry out continuous analysis and monitor the situation that relates to domestic violence regarding the children, but also regarding the children perpetrator. The Oblast engages the bodies that are within our mandate. I believe that the children's protection services are created in almost all communities of our region, and they are very efficient in coordination with the representatives of social, education, healthcare, law enforcement bodies, because we understand that this global issue should be addressed in complex. I believe every country suffers such issue. Maybe, every country has their own legislation basis. I believe that our country has a very properly catalogued and systematized legislation. So everybody has very thoroughly worked through procedures, and the coordination of bodies is really efficient. And it's great that we bring this problem to the spotlight so that people could understand that it's not shameful to voice that something is happening, to bring the society's attention to what is happening around. People should notice that, report that, and work to reduce the number of such incidences in the future. Thank you. Is that all from you? Of course, I can speak about statistics. Yeah, this is something the journalists are really interested in. We certainly monitor the situation continuously, jointly with our colleagues who work with the village, municipal council, regional military administration. So we have the statistics. In 2021, there was 108 domestic violence incidences. We have the half-a-year statistics, so we can say that among the types of violence that are reported, the most frequent are psychological violence towards children. We understand that it can be related to the level of the life standards, the incomes, the low level of requirements to the raising children, maybe some parents' disabilities. There are many reasons for that. And we understand that this reason cannot be systematized because they keep changing. The martial law has changed that as well. When we have been monitoring the situation back in 2022, the crime rate of domestic violence has decreased, but now we can see the upward trend. And we will, at the end of the year, we will look closely again at the reasons of such increase. I believe that because we're all now live in this country, we realize that people are under continuous stress, and probably it can have its effect on the high level of violence towards children. Could you please speak about the procedure? If I understand it right, we speak about the measures of influence on the parents in case of violence or other crimes. Could you outline how it is happening? What are the stages when the child can be taken out of the family? And what are the mechanisms to appeal these measures? Several years ago, Odesa media covered the the child was forcefully taken away from the family. But after the media brought that to the spotlight, the child was brought back because it turned out there was not a serious legal grounding for that. I've covered it somehow when I mentioned that after we have the report that to the service on children's issue, any other body, and they inform the violence incidents to this service, they jointly with the head office of the National Police and jointly with the representatives of healthcare facilities and social work experts, they go to the family where there was reported the alleged violence against the child. And in field, they process the information according to the procedure as for the assessment of the security level, safety level. And if there are several levels, and if they realize that the child is under high threat, then the child is moved to the healthcare facility to get the necessary help. And if all immediate measures are taken to protect the child, then the Service on Children's Protection, according to the Article 107 of the Family Code of Ukraine, they apply to the executive branch the application for immediate taking out of the child from the family, or that could be the parents or the foster family or guardians or custody. There are many legal representatives of people who replace them. After this claim, this appeal is submitted during one day, the decision is made as for taking the child out from this family. And the same day, the prosecutor's office is informed in the area where the child resides. And during the 7 day, there is the court decision should be made as for the decision on this child. The child can also be taken out from the parents, could be executed according to the prosecutor's decision. But this is the incidences when the child's life and health is under threat. If the assessment doesn't show these high levels of threat, then the service can initiate the measures to bring the parents to responsibility because they failed to provide the adequate living standard to the child or minor. Despite the level of threat, every child receives the social services according to the assessment of social workers. And after that, all the structures within the interdisciplinary team develop the individual plan of rehabilitation of every child who is a survivor of domestic violence. It engages all the structures that are located on the territory of community, rayon, or oblast that can influence and improve the child's life and identity to overcome the reasons that the child suffered the violence and improve the mental and psychological condition of the child. This plan is approved on the Commission on the Child Protection. It is corrected and amended according to individual incidents because we understand that all cases are different. We cannot use this one-fit-all procedure. Each incident should be tailor-made to provide them measures that are required to this specific family, to this specific child, to overcome the life circumstances they found themselves and that could possibly trigger their violence towards the child or by the child. Thank you for the detailed information. We hope to see you back to us. This was our last briefing of Medicenter Odesa in Odesa. Today, follow our announcements. It will be interesting.